Hello, I'm Will Comer, and tonight on Hinging on the Facts, we'll be taking a closer look at Stonehenge. There are two different main theories on why Stonehenge was made, and I'm not an expert on it. But what I do know is Stonehenge was made in 3000 BC down here in the south of England. The area encompasses 83 different rocks, and we don't know what they're used for. But I have two experts on the topic here tonight. So follow me on a journey as we figure out what Stonehenge was really made for. Here we are today at the quarry that they got the rocks from Stonehenge, about 200 miles away from the actual henge. Here with Derek Von Janneken. Von Janneken, what can you tell me about this place?
Well, Will, I can tell you that these rocks are pretty large, as you can see.
Yeah.
And they weigh up to from everywhere from 4 up to 40 tons. That's massive. So how could people of primitive technology, like when they constructed Stonehenge, the wheel was just invented. So that's going to be really hard to move. They also had to carry them over 200 miles away and arrange them in a fashion to where they form a perfect circle. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
So the aliens also, when they mined these rocks, they also had to make them into rectangles. That would be extremely hard for the primitive people at that time. So it shows aliens all over.
As we come up on this rock right here, we see there's very distinct lines. Could those have been alien laser beams?
Yes, they very well could have. Will they could have used the laser beams to cut the rocks into nice square and rectangular shapes before they transported them. Now, when they transported them, they obviously had to use their alien spaceships because there's no record or findings of them, of humans transporting
the path
them.
where they kind of dragged it through. Also, one thing. What did the aliens use Stonehenge for?
Well, there's two different things they could use it for. They could use this landing pad. They could land their ships on top of it because it's made out of stone. It's very sturdy. They could have also used it as an observatory to look out around them and across the plains near Stonehenge. Now, with this information, let's head back over to Stonehenge and see what we can find. Should I turn around? Here we are today, Southwest England, here at the beautiful Stonehenge. We're here with Dr. Anna Jones from Cornell University. Dr. Jones, what can you tell us about this place?
Well, I know that you guys have been talking already about the misconceptions about this place, maybe that aliens were involved, but I'm here to tell you that I don't agree with that at all. I can tell you that this place was probably built between 3100 and 2500 BC by humans. We have evidence showing that stones were brought from different quarries all over England, and people might say, well, if it was built by humans, how did they get these massive stones all the way over here? I have a couple answers for you for that. Oxen. They could have had bulls, large cattle with sleds attached to them, pulling the stones from quarries that maybe were 20 to 50 miles away. Then we also have some stones here that are coming from maybe hundreds of miles away, and these stones could have been floated down streams or down rivers, and that's how they could have gotten here. And then, okay, so if it's built by humans, what was it used for? Well, I'm going to tell you that I think it's used for a burial center or healing center. Now, we have a couple things to back this up. We've found over 50,000 fragments of cremated bones here from 60 different people dating back to 2500 BC, which puts it about the time that it was built. And then also around this time, we have the blue stones, the smaller stones that were brought here and put in the inner circle, and they are what believed were used for healing center. We have a bunch of fragments of clay bowls that could have been used for incense or used to hold the things that were healing people. Now, so.
All right, Dr. Jones, I have one last question for you. You'll follow me over here. So during the winter and summer solstice, you can tell through this hole that you can see the sun. Why is that?
Well, see, while we're on the subject of this being built by humans, it's for a ritual, healing, burial center. When the sun lines up through here, on, like you said, the winter and summer solstices,
Yes.
the people that built the Stonehenge used it to conduct a bunch of rituals, and it was the backdrop to a lot of their important ceremonies.
Very interesting, very interesting.
Very good.
So now with this very interesting information, we're going to go back to the lab and test this new hypothesis. Here we are today at Oxford University. We're going to talk to Dr. Luke, an expert in archaeology here in Southeast England. Come on inside and see what he has to say. Ah, Dr. Luke, you're here.
Ah, Will,
How's it going?
nice to see you. Great, doing
All
great.
right, so what we've done, we've tested all of our hypotheses outside at Stonehenge and at the rock quarry.
Okay.
How can we further test these hypotheses?
So, what I've heard is your hypotheses are that it's a burial ground, a sacred healing center, and also an alien site.
Yes.
Well, me being an expert in Great Britain archaeology, I'll have to lean on the burial site and the healing center hypothesis. And to further test this, you want to go out to Stonehenge and maybe start a geophysical survey on the area to see maybe buried bones or other, fragments that are related to human activity there, or other things that show that there were people gathered in either a religious ceremony or just a healing type hospital place built by numerous cultures in the area. One way of also telling what could be an archaeological site is just simply by digging, a team going down to dig and see if they can find any sort of religious items that could tell them what kind of rituals were used or done at the site that would tell you that it was maybe a healing center or a sort of religious healing center. And then if the patients if they died, then they would just bury them on site there. So it was sort of a 2-in-1 sort of situation.
Very interesting. So just to clarify for our fans, you are not a believer in the pseudoscience that is the aliens. You believe with hard evidence that you believe it was used as a healing center for the ancient peoples.
I would drop the alien theory.
Very interesting. Well, there we have it, the conclusion of Dr. Luke and his authority. We have thoroughly concluded that it is a healing center and not for the pseudoscience that is ancient aliens. And that concludes it this week on Hinging on the Facts, an inside look at Stonehenge. Next week, we will be going with Dr. Luke to the henge itself and trying to find the artifacts and using his techniques. Once again, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next week. Have a good night.